I just got off the phone with the county tax collector for property tax. I was calling to get an exemption from my property tax as I own the property outright. And let me guys know what you think. I read to the tax collector after the office was trying to send me somewhere else, send it up to the tax collector. Well, the tax collector told me, he actually gave me his attorney's phone number and told me to contact his attorney because he didn't want to talk to me. Told me to send my lawsuit to him. Well, before I even said it, I was just trying to get an exemption, but okay, I'll file the suit. But it says in this very book right here, Constitution, State of Missouri, it says in Article 5, Section 6, intangible... Let me just get my deal on here real quick. Sorry, guys. Okay. Intangible property exempt from taxation when local governments may be reimbursed. When the General Assembly may, by general law, exempt from taxation all intangible properties, including taxation on the yield thereof, when owned by, and it says it right here, individuals. Number one, the very first one, individuals. So I was asking for my exemption, but in order for me to get my exemption, he's saying that I'm going to have to sue them. And I want to know that if they're not going to adhere to the law of the land, are we going to hold the tax creditors responsible for their actions? This is clearly an abuse of power when they're failing to adhere or, promote, live by, afford by the Constitution of the very state in which they're operating. This is an elective official that gets paid by tax-paying dollars. So this is going to open up a whole new avenue, route of justice, I should say. So that way, when we have an abuse of power and we see that there has been so many people afflicted by a system like this, possibly owning their properties and having that property seized under the guise without exemption just because of the lack of education. So this would be a cruel and unusual form of punishment. This is a conflict of interest at this time. This is, in a way of discrimination as well as colluding. So let's open this can, shall we? Let's come together in the truth. I've read my state constitution. Now I am armed with information against the tyrants, right? I've also am in the process of reading the United States Constitution, which we can always go back to that when the state violates. I'm saying all this stuff for your guys' help. Listen, it is not popular, coffee stain on my lip. It is not a popular when you speak out against the common literature that's out there, the common ideologies. And this is what I've done on all accounts. I've spoke out against the religions and told you my evidence. I've spoke out against the politics and shown you my evidence. I've spoke out now against these municipalities and I'm showing you the evidence. I've spoke out against genderism, racism. This puts me in a position where nobody really, I'm not a well-liked guy because my views, the way I see or interpret truth and reality are so far away from what the norm is. I'm looking at it from a different perspective. Now you have to ask yourself, is my perspective correct or incorrect? Based off of the factual evidence, not just your opinion because you don't like my face, my color of skin, or my gender. I'm not against anyone, but I'm for everyone. Blessings of wisdom and fortitude.